A medicine ball rotational chest pass. Okay, they'll do these standing, and again, it's similar to the step up in that it's a power move. So, well, one, they're not going to just do all their reps right in a row because the ball's going to hit the ground and drop. So make sure they're standing far enough away from the wall so that they can't throw it into the wall and then catch it when it comes off the wall. If they're staying that close, then they're going to be able to go super fast through their reps, and they're not being as powerful and as explosive on each one as they can, which kind of defeats the purpose of it. The keys to this is that it is a chest pass, but they're building momentum into the chest pass, so by adding a rotation. So think about it like a strict press would be your chest pass, and then a push press, where you're using your legs to generate vertical momentum, would be your rotational pass. So if our chest pass is just like our regular press, where we start from a static, the rotational pass is going to be like our push press, in that we're going to use rotation of our hips instead of vertical extension of our hips to create momentum, and then we're transferring that momentum into the bar. So one thing you guys probably all remember from the CrossFit Level 1 is the core to extremity principle, where you're trying to create power from your core, transfer it out to the extremities. This is an example of that. So when we set up, the biggest thing that you need to watch for that people mess up a lot is that they will, when they start, instead of just being squared off at a 90 degree from the wall and then turning into it and throwing, they'll always try to, not always, but often, will try to cock back and then turn into it. You stop them and don't let them do that. You want to go from a standstill, turn into it, standstill, turn into it. Work on that coordination. You'll see a lot of people, they'll kind of hesitate and then turn and go into it. Don't let them do that. We want to get away from trying to use that stretch reflex and create power from a static position. So I'm going to do a couple good reps where I'll stand still or start from a static position, turn into the wall, and then I'll do a couple reps where I turn away from the wall and go into it. And then lastly, one other fault, I'll just show the two faults, start with good and end with good. Second fault would be like they're not leading with their hips and they're just turning their shoulders. Usually what I'll tell people is to let them, like, their back foot come up on their toe and to turn their belly button towards the wall before they throw to it. If they're turning their belly button towards the wall, that's impossible to do without moving your hips. So if they're turning their belly button towards the wall, their hips are turning. So you want to have them far enough away from the wall where when it bounces off the wall, I can't catch it. Okay. If I'm right here and I turn and catch, turn, they're not going to be explosive or powerful because they're focused on just getting the reps done, instead of making each throw as explosive as possible, which is the purpose. Okay? So usually most people, if they're just standing like kind of straddling the pull-up bars, that'll be far enough. For the weight, you'll have a good idea when you see people throw the ball. If it's not like moving fast or hitting the wall like loud, make them go a little bit lighter, or just try to tell them to throw the ball as hard as they can every time. If you tell them that and they try to throw it harder but still make a lot of noise, it's probably too heavy. Some good reps. We're going to start in a chest pass position. I'm going to lead with my hip right here. That's going to turn towards the wall. So you see how the side of my hip is showing versus the front. I'm going to turn into the wall, and then as I turn, I'm going to follow through and throw. Okay, so I'll do 2 good reps. And then again, reset. Doesn't matter how fast it takes to get to the second one. Reset. Now, we'll look at a couple bad ones where they turn away first, and they try to go like a whatever. They don't start from a standstill. So, watch the hip, or watch this hip, you'll see it turn, and then they'll go back, which this is a mistake. So, people are going to want to do that, especially if you tell them to throw the ball harder. They're going to want to do that because they're going to feel like they can get more power and throw the ball harder if they do that, which they can, because they're getting that stretch reflex. They're putting everything on tension, and then just like a rubber band, it goes faster. So, same reason that a pause squat is harder than a squat where you don't pause. So, what we're trying to develop is getting stronger from a static start. So, tell them that, make sure they start at a stop. The last fault I'll just show is if their hips don't turn. So you're just going to see my shoulders. So instead of seeing the side of my short come around, you'll just see, you won't see that stripe on the short. Okay? So these are two bad ones where they're not turning their hips. Okay, so from a standstill, turn the hip over, throw the ball hard. I'll do two more good ones.